Get it. Alright, what's up everybody? It's your boy Sir Splash. Today I have a really fun video that me and my buddy GB, who is here, have been working on. GB, say what's up.
Yo, what up, everybody?
Alright, so we're coming off the Looney Tunes crazy scaling video, following up with a concept we thought of just out of nowhere. We're talking about movies like Chucky and shit. I was like, yo, what if Home Alone Kevin McAllister was in the fucking Purge? And so we decided to actually look into it, go over both movies, break it down, and see what would happen. It's going to be a complete war of three scenarios. Scenario one, it will take place, Kevin's at the Purge house from the original Purge movie. He lets the homeless man in, and the teens show up to Purge. Scenario two, it's actually at Kevin's house. He lets the homeless in, the homeless guy, and then the teens show up. Scenario three, he's at the Purge house, but the teens already have the equipment to get inside the house, because in the first Purge movie, in order to get inside the house, they had to order special equipment and use that to break into the house. So scenario three, they don't have to wait on it. So with that being said, I will go over the kind of shit Kevin McAllister did in the first movie, and then GB will take over about the second movie, and then we'll go from there as far as what he would be dealing with and what would likely happen. So, movie one, just a brief description if you don't know, for whatever reason, you don't know what Home Alone's about. Kid gets left at home while his family goes on a trip, and robbers try to break into his house, and he pulls some Batman prep shit and goes to war with them. Alright, so Kevin's trap lifts from Home Alone 1. He set up his BB gun in the doggy door to nut shot someone. He then, when the guy's head went through a doggy door, shot him in the face. By the way, these fucking robbers that we're going to be talking about from Home Alone have godly durability. So that has to be considered. He had oil slick on the stairs on the outside so that they would slip when they tried to come up to the house. He had other stairs around there slickened so they couldn't take another entrance. His porch was completely oil slicked. He had a fake cord that if it was touched, it dropped an iron down a chute onto someone's head. He had superheated doorknob. He had nails hidden under the oil slick to pierce your feet. He had a door rigged so that when it opened up, a flamethrower went off on the door entrance. He had gooey saran wrap trap in the entrance. Then he had a fan that would be triggered when that happened so that it would blow pillow fluff onto your face and blind you. He had glass traps under a window hidden so you couldn't see it until you entered. So like if you lost your shoes or whatever, it's going to be super effective. He had toy cars spread throughout the entire bottom floor to make people slip in the hallway. He had 2 paint canister tubs, pendulums on the stairs to knock you out. He had tripwire upstairs. He rigged like a rope to make it look like he had entry to the second story. And then he had shears there so that he could one-shot you when you got on the rope. And yeah, that's the kind of shit he was doing in movie 1. So I'm gonna let GB break down the shit he had in movie 2.
Alright, so in movie 2, we see him prep a seesaw mechanism that launches one of the goons 30 feet into the air. He shows off incredible marksmanship 40 feet up and just drops bricks and never misses. There was a nail gun trap that would fire you at your balls, but obviously once he winds down in pain, it can headshot you. There's actually a room that was booby trapped and rigged so that you would fall through the floor and dead drop. There's oil slick ladders so you can't climb. The floor was also oil slick so you would slide into a shelf that would fall on you. There was a trap lever that if you pulled on it, it would drop tools on your head. The sink, obviously the famous sink scene where this guy was electrocuted until the point where you can see his bones. The string that actually when you tug on it, it lights your head on fire. The water source was set to explode on contact with fire that could actually be seen from outside the house. The rope traps that drops concrete bags on you. The pendulum knocks you down. disconnects the fall on top of you once you are down. Door handle pulls off, drops the entire toolbox on you. I think this actually does go down the stairs as well and pinces them against the wall. Let's see, this rope ignition is followed by dropping multiple canisters on you. Yeah. So this is another trap that, honestly, a lot of these traps should have killed the goons that were trying to rob, but these guys, like Splash said, have ridiculous durability. These dudes are like super. So yeah, that's what goes down in movie 2.
Yeah, so I'll kind of go over what these purgers are bringing to the table. There's about 7 or 8 of them. One of them actually dies before the battle begins because the leader shoots him because he's a dick. Goon 1, who came through a window, it appeared he has an Uzi as a weapon. Goon 2 was a girl with 2 machetes. Goon 3, it was kind of hard to tell what he was packing. The leader was the farmer with the shotgun. Goon 5 it appeared to be an AR. Goon 6 had an axe. Goon 3 we did see later on. He might have had a Uzi, but he never uses it, so it doesn't matter. Goon 7 had a pistol. So those are kind of the goons we have to work with. A few have guns, a few don't. So with that kind of out of the... And none of them are like professional killers. They're kind of dickhead teenagers go to prep school that want to purge. So with that out of the way, scenario 1 is set up at the Purge house. Kevin's had all night to prep. And he let the homeless guy in because Kevin he might try to kill some fucking robbers, but he's not an asshole. He would let a homeless guy that's about to die inside the house. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's in character for him.
Yeah, so he lets the homeless guy in. The teens would show up, be like, yo, we're here for that homeless guy. Neighbor said, you let him in, and he'd be like, new phone. That's when the fucking war would begin. So, scenario 1, GB, how do you see this panning out? What do you think would happen?
I mean, honestly, if he had all night to prep, like we said earlier, the first Home Alone movie, this is kind of like a spontaneous event that happens and Kevin has to think on the fly, but having all night to prep and understanding what's going on with the Purge being an actual theme, Kevin is 10 times more deadly. So I can see the front lawn being booby-trapped, the yard being booby-trapped, obviously the steps being booby-trapped. I would argue that these kids would not even get past the front door in this person.
Yeah, so I guess I kind of failed to mention what he has available to him at this Purge house. The teams in scenario 1 still have to wait for equipment to get in, so he already has the armor plating outside the doors and windows. We also saw in the Purge that he had cameras everywhere, including Street View. He will have at least 3 handguns because the family they're all packing, and then an extra revolver, and then a tactical shotgun that the dad owned. And then like one of the room where the major battle went down, it was a pool room, had a pinball machine, couple pool tables, all the pool gear, a bunch of glass around the house that he has access. So a lot of things that he used in the first one he will have, as well as more deadly weaponry is available to him.
Yeah. So I could see like the yard being booby trapped. This actual scene in the Purge where while they're waiting for their reinforcement, their equipment to arrive, they start prancing around the yard and just sitting on swings and stuff. All that shit's gonna be booby trapped. This is like that essentially would just be a death scene. So I don't think that they get past the first door in scene, especially when the negotiations happen. What do you call that? The parlay, I believe.
Yeah, the parlay. Oh yeah, dude. So I was watching the scene clip breakdown of the Purge, and I was messaging GB at the time, and I forgot about this scene where they call a parlay, and this very large eye-level grate opens up on the door for the head purger and Ethan Hawke to talk about terms of agreement for like keeping his family safe versus them getting purged as well. Dude, Kevin would have opened that shit up. I told GB this. I was like, dude, Kevin would have fucked him up, like right there. It would have been like the doggy door scene. It would have been like an exact replica, except this time with a pistol. He would have blown the leader's head off. And we don't know psychologically what that would have done to the Purgers. Because they would have been like, all right, this little kid's not playing.
Yeah, this guy's
Dude,
like he's the head of the operation. So if he goes down, I doubt they even call for the equipment at that point. I think these kids just dip, like it's over.
Yeah, like to put it this way, the leader we saw, he got cut off while talking by one of his goons, shot the guy in the head. And his people didn't get upset. They just like took the guy away. They're like, all right, boss made the move. Like, it is what it is.
These dudes are sheep, so their boss goes down, they're done.
Yeah, and I think the first thing that would pop up in the comment section is bloodlusted scenario. Like, oh, Kevin's a kid, dude. What makes you think he would be trying to kill these people instead of just trying to like keep them away from him? Like, do you want to explain why we would think it's very plausible Kevin's out here trying to fade everyone?
Well, Kevin, first of all, the things Kevin was doing to these criminals would kill a normal person. You don't electrocute somebody with direct electricity connection to the house power system and expect them to live. Kevin was definitely trying to kill these people. So I mean, most BB guns, for example, most BB guns at that range could take an eye out, severely wound somebody. He just shot the dude point blank in the face with a BB gun. Didn't even think twice about it. He threw a brick at this guy's head from the roof. I mean, bricks. I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever been hit with a brick. Not that you would want to be, but that's definitely going to kill you, especially after 5 bricks hitting your face from 40 feet up. So Kevin either doesn't care about people dying, or doesn't differentiate given the situation. It's just a matter of him surviving. And in the Purge, he's definitely gonna want to survive. So he's definitely killing these stupid brats.
Yeah, like Kevin. It's like I literally saw an online theory that Kevin grew up to become Jigsaw from the Saw movies. Like, that's how fucked up of a kid. Like, he was like, all right, dude. Like, he honestly, he's one of those where it's like, all right, if they want to fuck with me, it's natural selection. Whatever happens, happens type shit. So, like, yeah, like, I don't think there's any really dispute. He sees these dickhead teens show up, and he would be like, yo, you gotta go, chief. Like, I definitely see that being the case.
What was that one trap where he, like, swung that chunk of metal, that metal bar, that, like, steel bar thing that it hits them, knocks them through the floor, and then he cuts it, and it just drops on top of them. He was trying to kill these people.
Yeah, it was like it had to be at least like 40, 50 pounds. That was the pendulum one you mentioned where it swung down, and he manually did it too. Like, he actually cut the rope so it hit him. It swung down, knocked the robbers down a story, like, into the basement, and then he cut the rope, and the pendulum fell down on top of them off screen. It was so fucked we couldn't even see it on screen because it's a kid's movie. So, like, I mean, like, the nail gun we see literally shot the guy in the face point blank. The explosion, what he did was he set someone's head on fire, and the only water source was the toilet to get your head fixed. And so, but he rigged the toilet so that when the fire touched it, it exploded, and it was in the back room, but the explosion was so major, you saw it from outside the house, and it, like, shook it. That would fucking kill you, especially since it's point blank to the head. So you definitely can't scale the Purgers to the durability of these robbers when the Purgers were getting, like, slumped by pool balls and shit.
Yeah. We might actually have to do a video on what is a bloodlusted Kevin, because that's a mystery in itself.
Yeah, like, I mean, dude, I was watching the scene with that girl skipping down the hallway with the machetes. You ain't doing that shit to Kevin.
Yeah,
Kevin, you dumb bitch. Let me set you on fire real quick. Like, dude, Kevin would honestly, I could argue, be offended by the level of like, goonery he's facing. Like, at least with the robbers, they were just, like, trying to truck their way through everything. Like, these people talk hella shit. Like, they're hella cocky. Kevin's gonna be like, nah.
Yeah. Kevin's smart.
Yeah, I think one thing me and GB agreed on is Kevin's smart enough. Like, so for the shotgun, I think he would rig it to shoot, like a leverage kind of thing through a doorway, instead of trying to use it himself, because the shotgun's very strong and Kevin's a kid. So I don't think he'd be dumb enough to randomly, try to use it himself. So for scenario 1, we see it going at least 8 to 9 times out of 10 for Kevin. I believe the only way he takes an L is if he went Rambo and tried to get in a fucking firefight with him or got caught in a firefight. I mean, Kevin's not a proven gunman, actual legitimate guns, because the kicks and stuff, and they had pretty decent guns. That's the only way I see Kevin really get caught up. But again, that's like worst case scenario, Kevin's feeling himself type shit, which probably wouldn't happen. So, like, would you agree about 8, 9 times out of 10, unless just something weird happens?
Yeah, for sure. Sure.
All right. So, scenario 2. This is at Kevin's house. He had the night to prep, so he has all the standard equipment shit, and the teens show up. Now, here's one thing. Teens aren't going to need special equipment to get in. But here's the other thing. Kevin doesn't give a fuck. Yeah. So how do you see this one going down?
All right. First of all, to assume that they would actually like get in, I would have to also assume that they could tank shit the robbers could, which I don't think they can. If we're going off of movie 1 and 2, if any of those robbers slip on those stairs going to the basement, their back's broke. Like, that's cement stairs. That was a terrible fall. Back's broken, you're done, you're paralyzed, you can't move anymore. That they're getting launched 40 feet in the air, 30 feet in the air by that mechanism. That's a done. If they do get inside, the floor being put out, that's GG if they fall through that floor. If that pendulum hits them, that's GG. The nail gun, GG. There's so many like deaths that are happening here. That's just them just getting into the house. They're not even encountering Kevin yet. They probably don't even know what the fuck this kid looks like, and they're just dying. So yeah, I don't know. I think that this is pretty much a slaughter at this point. I would say like maybe most of the time, definitely like 9 times out of 10, maybe 10 times out of 10, Kevin stomps.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. Kevin might just be upstairs eating pizza when this shit goes down. Like
watching that movie.
He might not even fucking care. He might, all right, these kids are definitely not getting through. Like at one point, the only way they're gonna be able to probably get in is through the fucking second story with the rope, and then he'll just cut that shit, and they'll immediately fall and break something. So yeah, dude, I don't know, man. Like he at one point he put like leverage on the stairs where when they opened the door, the handle just popped off, and this massive tool shed thing came down the stairs and hit the door so hard that it
unhinged it.
It completely blasted it off and flattened them against the wall. Yeah.
Fully grown man.
Yeah, and he uses fucking flamethrowers. Like, dude, Kevin's a beast. He's this is rough. So yeah, that's probably the most lethal situation for the Purgers. They get fucking raped, and it's weird because his house has way less deadly weaponry, like conventional deadly weaponry, than the other house, but it's his house. And he knows what he's doing, so 10 out of 10 for that one. Last scenario. Scenario 3, Purge house. Teens already have the equipment to get in. GB, how do you see this one going?
One thing I completely forgot about to mention when we went to the first scenario was that freaky baby camera doll. The things Kevin would do with that baby camera doll is ridiculous. I can't imagine how many bodies he would catch from just chilling in the safety room. Oh yeah, there's a safety room. So has cameras everywhere. Light squad's not a problem. He has the portable camera baby doll now. Who knows how he would rig that? But if they get in there with even with their equipment wasn't that dope. It was kind of just it was really just let's just tear the steel doors off this place and let's just get in. So I could see it more or less going the same way, especially in that pool, that gaming room. That gaming room, I think Splash mentioned to me when we were talking about this. That gaming room is most definitely a death trap. That is such a death trap.
Yeah, it. One thing I'll say too that's important is one, if he's already in the safety room, he'll probably rig that too, and two, what the people did was they went to the generator, cut the power. I feel like Kevin would be smart enough to rig that shit to just explode if it was fucked with. And we know he's very good with electric wiring and stuff, so that shouldn't be an issue for him. Now, I will say the only way, this is probably the most dangerous one for Kevin, even though obviously we don't hold it as like a major L for him. But it's most dangerous because it depends on where he's situated himself on the time of entry.
Yeah. Which I think he would be in the safety room at this point.
Yeah, so that's what it would depend upon. And then once you get to the safety room, you know, he's probably rigged that too. So Kevin was very thorough with his planning. So yeah, overall, we see this going at least 25 to 26 times out of 30 in Kevin's favor. Yeah, this actually turned out to be the biggest stomp in a versus battle on my channel. And I'm not sorry for it. But, yeah. Anyways, yeah, I think this was just to kind of shed light on the fact that Kevin McAllister is an absolute monster. And if you guys liked this video with the breakdown, let us know and we'll go into the other Purge movies. We'll put Kevin in the other Purge scenarios. Anyways, GB, thank you for coming on to discuss this bloodbath.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, like and all that, join Discord. Anyways, it's been your boy Sir Splash, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.